Hello and welcome to week 3 of our beginners yoga course. So this week we're going to move on a little bit from what we've done in the last couple of weeks, and we're going to start to look at some standing postures as well. So it's just a really nice way to mix up your practice. So weeks 1 and 2 we've been really grounding, we've been really slow, we've done a lot of seated and lying postures. So this week we're just going to really start to investigate, say, standing up, so using our legs, using our feet, maybe transitioning into a few simple balances as we move through the weeks. So today we're going to start in a standing position. So the same way that we always start a practice, by really grounding, really starting to find the inner place in the body. So it's trying to shut out the outside and come inside for the rest of the practice. So you don't need any equipment at all. If you have a mat, then that's perfect. If you don't, then a soft floor or a towel is equally as good. If you have any injuries or limitations, then please do listen to your body. Don't force it and don't push it anywhere that it doesn't want to or need to go today. So we're going to start in a standing position. So just coming, if you have a mat, coming to the top of the mat. If not, then just standing in a nice comfortable position. So you're going to take the big toes to touch. You're going to take a slight little gap in the heels. So this is our Tadasana, or our mountain pose. This is where we're standing strong and tall. So just take the hands down by the sides. And then from here, lift all 10 toes up, spread them out really wide, and then ground them down into the earth. So really pressing those toes down. Take the hands by the sides with the palms facing forwards. Take a big roll of the shoulders. Just let those shoulders relax down the back. So start to reach up through the inner arches of the feet. So imagine that you're really reaching. As you reach up through those inner arches, you feel the knees lift, the thighs lift, the tailbone tuck under, and the core engage here. So you're standing really tall, but you're still bringing that softness into the body. So relax the shoulders, close the eyes off, soften the jaw, the teeth, the shoulders, the arms. Just very gently, just shift the weight backwards and forwards between the heels and the toes. It's almost like you're really gently swaying in the breeze. Just find that point where you're standing tall, where you're standing strong. And then start to bring the attention to the breath. So just breathing with a nasal breath. So we're breathing in through the nose. We're breathing out through the nose. Nice and soft and gentle. Relax the hands, the arms, the wrists. From here, bringing the hands together at heart center. So just pressing the palms of the hands together. This time as you inhale, float the hands up towards the sky. Then as you exhale, draw them back down to heart center. Do this again. Inhale the hands up. And exhale, draw the hands down. Just do this one more time. Inhale the hands up. And exhale them back down. Bringing the hands down by the sides again, coming back into your Tadasana, into your mountain pose. So this time, just staying at the top of the mat. I'm just going to change positions just so you can see. So staying here in your Tadasana. This time take an inhale, sweep the hands up. Take an exhale, hands come to heart. Take an inhale, fingertips to the sky. Take an exhale, floating back down, doing this again. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Take an exhale, hands to heart. One more time. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands to heart. This time we're going to start to move a little bit. So starting to move through the body a little bit. So coming back into a side-on position. So come back into your Tadasana, mountain pose, big toes touch. Give those shoulders a big roll. Take an inhale, sweep the hands up. This time as you exhale, we're going to bring the hands together at heart center, hinge from the hips, so soften those knees and come into a deep forward fold. So really sending those seat bones back, lengthening through the hamstrings, folding down, release the hands, soften those knees as much as you need to. Bend into the knees then and roll up to standing, sweeping the hands up. And then draw the hands down at heart center. So just moving through this again. Inhale the hands up. Take an exhale, send the hips back, deep forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the hands up. Take an exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, take a deep forward fold. This time we're going to add on again. So take that deep forward fold, soften those knees, and then press into the feet, rising up to a nice flat back. Take the hands onto the shins or onto the thighs. So really send the seat bones back, lengthen through the crown of the head, coming into a half forward fold. And then as you exhale, take a big fold again. As you inhale, sweep the hands up. As you exhale, the hands come to heart. Moving through this again. So inhale the hands up. Take an exhale, forward fold. Soften those knees, send those hips back. Release the head and the neck. Inhale, lifting up, flattening out that back, send those hips back. Keep those knees nice and soft, half forward fold. Take an exhale, take a big fold. Take an inhale, sweep the hands up. Take an exhale, draw the hands down into the center of the heart. Bring the hands back to the sides, come back into your mountain pose, into your Tadasana. So if you're not at the top of your mat, if you have a mat, then just stepping to the top again then. Give the shoulders a big roll. Take the hands by the sides, palms facing forwards. Just bringing the attention back to your breathing. So coming back to that nice even breath. Take a big inhale. Take a big exhale. This time we're going to bring the hands up to heart center and we're going to take a big step to the back of the mat with the left foot. So you're going to lift that left foot and take a big step to the back of the mat. So stay on the toes of the left foot, soften this left knee, try and keep your balance. Soften this left knee a tiny bit and bend into this front knee, front right knee. Bring the hands into heart center again. So this is your high lunge. So we want the right knee to be stacked on top of the right ankle. Keeping this left knee nice and soft. We want to keep the pelvis in neutral, so being careful not to dump into that lower back. So just tuck that pelvis under, engage the core. Bring the hands here into the center of the heart. Just stay here for one breath. And step the left foot in to meet the right. If you can't do it in one step, then maybe take a little step in here and then a second step in here. Come back to your mountain pose. Take a big breath. Bring the hands into heart center again. Take a big step back with the right foot. Bend into the left knee. Soften that right knee. Tuck that tailbone under. Left knee stacks over left ankle. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Step the right foot in to meet the left. Come back into your mountain pose. Come back into your Tadasana. Take a big breath. And then start to move a little bit now with the breath. So we're going to start to flow just a little bit. So we're going to take an inhale and we sweep the hands up. Then as we exhale, we hinge from the hips, coming into that nice deep forward fold. Then as we inhale, we rise up to that flat back, coming into our half fold. And then soften the knees and place the hands just in front of the feet. We're going to step 1 foot back, 2 foot back, come into our downward facing dog. So take the hands to shoulder width, take the knees to hip width, keep those knees nice and soft, keep the heels lifted, and just really think about sending those hips really high. And then maybe putting a little bit of movement into the lower body by bending into the knees. So just start by pedaling the feet, pressing down one heel and then the other. So really grounding down here. Looking between the ankles, just making sure those feet are about hip width apart. Taking those hands about shoulder width apart. Taking that movement and then soften both knees. Just gently walk the hands back towards the feet. Softening those knees up. So take a really big bend in the knees to take the chest down towards the thighs and come into your ragdoll. So just catching hold of either arm, gently just swaying it from side to side. To really letting the upper body hang heavy, completely relaxing. Releasing, soften those knees off again. Place the hands down and walk the hands forwards to come back into downward dog. Hands to shoulder width, feet to hip width. Take a breath, inhale and exhale. So we're going to come into a low lunge now on our right hand side. So we step the right foot forward to come between the hands. We drop down onto the left knee and we untuck the left toes. So the same as when we're standing, we want to keep this tailbone tucked under. So just move this left knee in as much as you need to. Stack the right knee over the right ankle. When you're ready, just clasp the hands and just place them on the leg. So just relaxing those shoulders, keeping the chest lifted. Come back to the breath. And then from this low lunge, we're going to come into a half split and start to work into the hamstring. So we release the hands here and just start to straighten into the right leg if we can. Draw the toes back. And we can take the fingertips down to the ground. If not, then just staying here with the hands on the hips and really drawing the right toes back towards the shin. So we're just going to move through these two poses now. So as we inhale, we flow forward into low lunge, lift the hands. Then as we exhale, we straighten the leg to flow into half split. Again, inhale, bend into the knee, maybe lifting those arms. As we exhale, take it back, half split. Do this one more time. Inhale, take it forward, raise the arms, low lunge. And then exhale, straightening into those leg half split. From here, bend into the right knee again, place the hands flat and take the right knee back to meet the left in your tabletop. From here, tuck the toes, send the hips high, downward facing dog. Doing the same on the left side now. So step the left foot forward, drop down onto the right knee and find that low lunge. So untuck the toes on the right foot, stack the left knee on top of the ankle, clasp the hands, place them on the left knee, relax the shoulders. Think about really drawing those thighs in together to help you balance. Using your core, using your midsection also to help just stabilize you here. And then making our way again into our half split. So starting to straighten into that left leg, flex the toes back. So really lengthen through the crown of the head here. Keep the chest lifted, try not to roll over. Again, if that's too much, staying here, maybe softening that knee off just a tiny bit. And then moving through the two poses. So we inhale, bend into the left knee, sweep the hands up, low lunge. We exhale, straighten the left leg, half split. Inhale, bend the left knee, sweep the hands up. Exhale, straighten, half split. Do this one more time. So inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, find your half split. Bend into the left knee. This time, place both hands flat. Come back into your tabletop position. So take the hands to shoulder width. Take the knees to hip width. Press into the hands. I'm just going to take a couple of rounds of cat and cow just to mobilize into the lower back. So if you're remembering from the weeks before, we take an inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chin. Then as we exhale, we round the shoulders, draw the navel into the spine. Take two more rounds here. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Take an exhale, tuck the pelvis, tuck the chin. One more inhale, lengthen through the chin, through the chest. Take an exhale, reverse it here. Just coming back to center here. Bring the big toes to touch. Sink the seat back towards the heels and come down into your child's pose. So just take the forehead down to the ground if you can. Extending the hands out and just coming back to that breath. So we're just going to take just a couple more breaths here. And then when you've taken those breaths, we're going to make our way back into our downward dog, to come back onto our feet, to come into a balance. So tuck the toes, lift the hips, and then gently bend into the knees, walk the feet in towards the hands and slowly roll up into your standing position, giving the shoulders a big roll when you get there. So just coming into our balancing position now, we're going to come into our tree pose. So balancing positions are really good for strengthening the muscles in the legs, for your flexibility, for your mobility. It's also a really good way just to balance the body, calm the mind. So don't add any attachment onto this pose. If it doesn't work the first time, that's absolutely fine. You can practice this as much as you want or as much as you need to. So we're being joined by a nice bee. So we're just going to start off on the right leg. So we're going to come into our tree pose. So you're going to spread the right toes nice and wide and really ground into all four corners of the right foot. So think about lifting up through the knee, through the thigh, and really using this as your supporting leg. So from here, we're just going to take the left foot and either place it on the inside of the ankle. If that's enough, then we stay here today. We bring the hands to heart center, and that is our tree pose today. If we want to take it a little bit further, we can bring that foot up to the inside of the calf. Really open out this hip here. If you want to take it even further still, you can bring this foot up and place it on the inside of the thigh. Again, it is completely up to you where you go to in this pose. When you find that position, bring the hands to the inside of the ankle. Bring the hands into heart center, and if that's enough today, then just staying here. This is your tree pose today. If you want to take it up a notch, then maybe bringing that left foot to the inside of the right calf. If you want to take it up even further, then you can bring that left foot to the inside of the thigh. Really press the foot into the leg back into the foot, and when you find that balance, take the hands together at heart center. No matter how many times you wobble, you topple, just coming back to that point, picking a focal point on the floor, bring the hands into heart center, and just keeping the attention on that focal point. Trying to calm the mind, trying to calm the body. Come back to the breath. So just take one more breath here. And then gently release, gently shaking out. We're going to do the same on the other side. So spread the left toes nice and wide, really grounding into the left foot. Again, pick that point that works for you. So you can take the foot to the inside of the ankle, the calf, or the thigh. If you need to grab something to hold on to, then that is absolutely fine. If not, then just trying to find that balance. So really spreading those toes wide, press the foot into the leg back into the foot, press the hands together at heart center. Again, pick that focal point, come back to the breath, relax, calm the mind. It doesn't matter how many times you wobble or fall. Trees aren't supposed to stand still. They're meant to have some movement. Just doing it all with a smile on your face, coming back to the breath. Take one more breath. And then release, giving it a shake out and losing any attachment to that pose. It does not matter one bit whether it worked, whether it didn't work, whether you fell or wobbled. It's all a journey and it's all an evolution. So we'll just come back, just gently start to close the practice off now. So come back into your Tadasana. So come back into your mountain pose. Bring the hands together at heart center. Just closing off the eyes here. Again, grounding into those feet. Relax the shoulders, the jaw, softening into the face. Come back to your breath. Now you can stay here for as long as you need. If you want to come down into a seated position, then that's absolutely fine. Just taking whatever time you have for yourself today. And then when you're ready, just taking a big stretch. So take the hands up overhead, take a big stretch. And then just release. Give yourself just a gentle little shake out. Thank you so much for joining me today. That was a little bit of an introduction into our standing poses. If you want to go back over weeks 1 and 2, when we did the more grounding and the more seated poses, and then follow on to week 3, where we start the standing poses, a little bit of balancing. So next week, on week 4, we will start exploring a few twists, and then we will make our way through the weeks till on week 6. Hopefully we put it all together and we create a flow together that then you can take into your practice, into your everyday lives, and hopefully practice yourself at home. Namaste. Thank you.